Welcome back to Validated Golf. We got something super cool for you guys today. One of the most highly anticipated clubs of 2025. And take a guess, something in the zero torque market. This is the TaylorMade Zero-Torsion 5K. And we're going to give you our initial impressions. As you saw from our video montage, this thing looks absolutely sick. It's one of the coolest looking putters I think TaylorMade's ever come out with. But let's get right into the initial impressions in the first look. So as you can see, we got a super premium head cover. I mean, look at that, magnets. I always complain about Velcro. So we've got a very nice head cover. So look, nice felt inside. Lovely construction. I mean, this thing just looks so premium. And like we said, magnets. Gotta love it. I love when they're listening. And I know they're not listening to me because I know a bunch of other people are complaining about magnets too, or aka Velcro. We all want magnets. They last longer. They don't rip off. Velcro's a thing of the past. But that is the head cover. I think it's super cool. The color is incredible. We're going to set that fine piece of equipment over there. So let's get on to the putter. So this is the 5K Zero Torque putter. As I showed you in the video montage, this thing is absolutely incredible. I'm telling you, you guys know I had the lab putter, the Mez. I had the Mez 1, the Mez Max. I tested the Oz 1. Not really my thing. The DF3 is a little crazy looking, but it's a cool putter. They're all great putters. I'm a huge... Let's get into my experience with Zero Torque first. So, like I said, I had the lab. You guys know I really enjoyed the lab putter. I'm very fortunate that I'm a 70, 71 degree lie for a putter, which is very standard. And with the lab Mez, I really loved how square it set. You put it on the ground the way you want it to point and it stays there. It's a very square sitting putter. You don't have to manipulate the face forward or back. Everything about it was just very squared up, and I putted great with it until I got outside of 10 feet. That aluminum that the lab putters are all made out of, minus the new Oz with the insert, I cannot control distance. For some reason, that soft aluminum, my lag putting was atrocious. I mean, anything outside of 10 feet, I could not seem to get it close. I couldn't even get it, I call it get it in the pizza box. Like, it was terrible. But that's purely personal preference, because obviously there's a ton of people out there putting phenomenal with lab putters. But for me, the aluminum, like you guys know, I have, a few putters, but I use the Sick Flow C, which is a mallet. It's a carbon steel putter. It's just a very consistent feel off the face. But I could never get behind the aluminum on the lab. So that being said, I was extremely excited when I saw the sneak peek photos and then Brian Harmon come out and win with this thing. I was like, okay, well, there's got to be something there, because Brian Harmon hasn't switched putters in God knows how long. It's probably been 10 or 12 years. He was using the Spider Oversize, which is a gigantic Spider putter, and had great success with it. So why would he switch? So he may end up going back to that putter, but who knows? That being said, he won first outing with the ZT, the Zero Torque 5K. Give you a little close up here. So as you see, this thing is just so sick looking. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is, even including the milled Spider Proto that Scotty used for a while, this is the most premium looking, feeling, just everything. I mean, the new alignment aid on this thing is just, they really knocked it out of the park. I see why TaylorMade kind of waited. they really wanted to bring out a banger. I mean, they wanted to bring out a zero torque putter that just absolutely blew everyone away. And so far, that's this thing. I mean, I've putted a little bit in here with it. We're going to get some sound clips for you guys like we normally do, show you how the ball rolls. I mean, it's absolutely, it's mind-blowing. I mean, I'm an insert hater. I hate inserts. The only insert I've ever really liked that I could get along with was the Pure Roll from TaylorMade. So it's always been very consistent. It's never jumpy. It's never dull. White hot, never liked white hot. Super soft, jumpy at times. But one of the most important things that I think TaylorMade really nailed, that Lab nailed, and Lab, I'm sure, did it on purpose, but when you set these putters down, this is purely my experience and opinion, you should not have to set the putter down and then manipulate it in any way, shape, or form to get the right launch angle. If you see the Odyssey all-in-one putters, and I've had Odysseys, I have nothing against any of them, but when you set those putters on the ground, this putter sits totally flat without you manipulating it any way. All the Odyssey putters that are zero torque, and a lot of their standard putters, they either point open, or the all-in-one zero torques, they literally point almost straight up in the air. It's a very upward angle, and they want you to lean that shaft in order to get that putter at a lower launch angle, or a lower degree of loft rather. You ask me, that's just, you're adding so much more to have to think about, because the majority of people in putting, they don't do a forward press. So that, I understand that's Odyssey's way of forcing you to do a forward press to try to get a better launch angle and a better roll on the ball. But when you're sitting there and you're playing your buddies and you're trying to win, the last thing you want to think is, oh man, you know, I never was a forward press guy. Let me make sure to push my hands forward. That way I can get this putter to sit straight and square. That, to me, that just seems a little extra. Like I said, this is purely my opinion and my experience, but this thing sits so square to the target. I mean, it's unbelievable. And the way that they cambered these edges, let me see if I can get it on camera for you. So you can see how it's flat, but it also has a slight camber on the outsides here. So if you do waver at all, you're not getting this leading edge is not going to catch the ground in any way, shape, or form. And I know I'm over-exaggerating this motion, but not everyone's perfect in their stroke. So you come through, most of the time you'd like to be perfectly straight, especially because that's how this putter, the Zero Torque, is designed to go. But if it's perfectly flat, then you're not going to be able to have any bit of margin of error, or else you're going to catch that leading edge, it's going to slam it shut. Or if you're really out of whack, you're going to catch the toe, which is almost impossible. But I'm sure it's been done, you know, at some point in people's time. But that's something they've really nailed it. I mean, let me see. I've got a good view here from the back. But there you go. You can see the camber pretty good there. Come on, focus. There we go. So you can see this camber here is just very subtle, but it's also perfect because it gives you that little bit of movement that you're allowed to have. And, you know, anyway, I'm not going to go in the weeds anymore on this thing. This is just initial impressions. Got a ground tomorrow. I'm going to play with it. It'll be the first time I take it out. I have put it in here with it, and so far it's been phenomenal. The feel to me is much better than the Lab. But let's cut to some sound clips. Let me show you what it sounds like. It's got the Pure Roll insert, like I said. We're going to hit an array of different balls. We're going to hit some Srixon Divide balls, some TaylorMade, a Z-Star XV, so a pretty firm ball. And you can hear the sound differences, but we're going to cut to that now. right, so as you guys saw, this thing sounds just like most other spiders do. The roll is awesome. As you saw, I have some of the divide balls, so you can see how good and consistent the roll is. The pure roll has always been a great insert. I mean, look how many wins they have on tour. Yeah, they're great putters, but there's a reason they're using the Spider, because it works. I've never really been a huge fan of, like I said, inserts before, but the pure roll is just awesome. Other than that, I mean, you guys see in the stroke video, this thing is just, it always returns to right where you left it. I mean, it always squares itself up. It's just as good as the lab putters. I do believe in the zero torque technology. The only problem some of you are going to find when it comes to this TaylorMade putter is it comes in 70-degree lie. You cannot get it adjusted. You cannot get it custom ordered. You know, that's the one benefit with the lab putters, is it is made specifically for your lie angle. I am just one of the lucky few who I do have a 70-degree lie. I've been fitted. I just got a putter fitting by Cool Clubs here in Orlando, Florida. Wanted to see what all their technology was about and everything like that. I have a video coming on that, you know, soon. And I'm telling you, it was awesome. They check lie, loft, you know, put you through, they use TrackMan. Anyway, it's worth getting fitted and at least knowing your lie angle. But I'm telling you, if you are not a fan of the aluminum face, you don't really like on the lab how they feel, how soft they are, I'm telling you, this thing, it is awesome. I mean, this is a sweet putter. It's so stable. As you saw, we can do another close-up here, and I'll just talk about the weights a touch. So you can see you have a weight here, you have a weight here, so heel, toe, and then you have one in the center back here. So it's unbelievably stable. I mean, you have a triangle of weight. So, I mean, it's going to be dead nuts square every time. It also comes with a KBS Spider sticker shaft there, but the shaft is a KBS. Let me make sure you can see that. There you go. So you can see it's a KBS shaft. So this is the 35-inch putter. I am very unique. I'm 5'9". I grip way down on the putter. I grab it down at like 32. So to me, this is a counterbalanced putter. I'm a big counterbalance fan. 38 inches is way too long for me personally, but I'm a huge fan of counterbalance putters. My sick putter is counterbalance that I've putted amazing with for years. But these putters, this is a 35-inch. So as you see, it has the one dot there. So this is a standard putter. There will be two black dots here if it's the counterbalance 38-inch putter. And then there'll be 3 dots for their broomstick, sweep putter, or what, I mean, they're calling it a long putter. They're calling it all kinds of stuff because of trademark issues with, I believe, Odyssey. But anywho, that being said, I took the stock grip off of this, and it is a 1-degree press grip, just like you see on lab putters. Not sure how they got around that. I thought that was a patent that lab had, but who knows, maybe it expired or something. But it is made by Superstroke. I took it off. It was only 1 degree. Didn't really make any difference. It felt good. I just like a bigger grip. And like I said, this putter was 35 inches, and the grip only came down to probably about here. And I put the extended Superstroke 3.0 XL on there. I also have a counterbalance weight in it. But so far in here, it's been awesome. And the stock grip, I'm going to sell it because it's really cool. I have no need for it, and you can't buy them right now. But it's a Superstroke 1.0 with a 1 degree of forward press on it. That's on our eBay if anybody's interested. But yeah, that being said, this thing is awesome. I'm telling you, even you lab homers out there, you are doing yourself a disservice if you're a 70-degree lie angle and you don't at least go test this putter. I think it looks better, it sits better, it inspires more confidence. The design cues they put in this, with this leading edge being a two-tone color, it almost aligns like a blade. You get that alignment aid like you do a blade, which is why I had my sick putter. It's the same thing. It has a thin strip and then it cuts back. So you get that alignment of that perpendicular line. But other than that, it's awesome. You're doing yourself a disservice. I know it's TaylorMade and everybody's jumping in the zero torque market. There's a reason they were last. I'm just going to say that. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, Lab is amazing. I'm not discrediting their work. They're phenomenal putters. If they had a Mez 1 or a Mez Max with a steel face, I would probably be playing one. I just can't stand the aluminum from outside of 10 feet. And let's be honest, we're amateurs. We're not hitting it inside 10 feet as often as you think you are. But that being said, get one, check it out. I'm going to set that to the side. And I'm sure you guys forgot, but we're still giving away this Mizuno Tour Magic putter. So if you're interested in winning this, all you got to do is be a subscriber, comment on the video why you want it. I posted a couple shorts with this putter in it. This thing is incredible. It is a face-balanced forged blade. And somebody recently just commented on my short, said blade putters are better. Well, if they're better, then subscribe, and maybe you'll win this one. But anyway, check it out. Like I said, I'm doing some on-course testing. And I'll get back with some on-course footage, and we're going to go hit this thing on a real green, and we'll video it, show real putts from distance. Like I said, I don't edit anything out. You know, I'm not the greatest golfer in the world, but we'll test this against, maybe I'll borrow my buddy Caleb's Lab Mez and test them side by side, get some sound comparisons for you guys. But that being said, if you want a sweet putter that you can't find anymore, this is a Mizuno Tour Magic. It was a Japan-only issue. It's got a KBS Tour shaft and a Garson Max grip. All you got to do is be a subscriber, comment on the videos. There's a couple shorts with it also. Drop a comment on why you want it. And we'll get back with you with the Zero Torque. See ya.